Good afternoon. Today I'm going to read for you for this coming celebration of Easter, the Easter Bunny's Amazing Day. Hello, I'm the Easter Bunny, but I wasn't always the Easter Bunny. Can I tell you a story? And there he is looking at the camera. Long ago, when I was just a little bunny, I lived with my mama, my papa, and my brothers and sisters. Lots of brothers and sisters. We lived in a really beautiful garden, and we had plenty of yummy grass to eat. And there they are eating the grass and the little flowers. I had a young animal friend to play with too. My best friend was a mouse. He was really good at hide and go seek. I was just really good at hiding. There he is with his friends, and there he is hiding from the mouse behind the rock. You see, I had a problem. I was afraid of nearly everything, nearly all the time. I was afraid of the dark. I was afraid of thunder, lightning, shadows, crowds. And here you see him looking very scared, and over here you see lightning from a storm. I was especially afraid of horses. One time, I had to dart out from under a horse's pounding hoof when a group of riders came galloping through the garden. I was so scared I shivered, and I could hardly eat for a week. See, there he is, scattering from underneath the hoofs of the horses, and here he is shivering because he was so afraid. The only thing scarier than horses was a dark and gloomy cave at the corner of the garden. I could never go in it. And there's the cave, and there it is looking at it. There's a little bird up there. One time, everything I was afraid of happened all the same day. I started with riders on horses, yelling at a crowd of people going past the garden. Later on, it grew dark in the middle of the day. Then there was a tremendous storm and thunder and lightning. Even the background shook. The ground shook underneath me. I didn't know where to go. I had to hide somewhere, so I ran right into the cave. There's the cave that he ran into, right into there. There it goes. I cowered in the corner for a long time. A long time. Later the storm ended, and a group of people came into the cave holding torches. They brought a man wrapped in white cloths and laid him on a flat piece of rock. There are the people coming through to lay the man on this flat piece of rock, and there he is, still cowering in the corner. Then they all went out. Before I could move, they rolled a big stone in front of the entrance to the cave, and I was stuck inside. In the dark. So there he is, inside the cave. And as soon as that stone finishes being rolled across the entrance, he'll be in there all by himself in the dark. I was in there for 3 days with the man wrapped in a white cloth. There was something about him. At least I wasn't alone. You could see him nestled up under some of the wrappings of the man who was in there wrapped in the white cloth. Then the most amazing thing happened. The cave filled with light, so bright I could barely see. The man got up. The light was coming from him. He glowed. And there's the bunny. The light is so bright he's actually covering his eyes. I inched forward a bit. I saw the man. I wanted to run. He stooped down and held out his hand and smiled at me. I bet you know who this person is. Do you see his hands? Do you see his feet? And there he is, asking the bunny to come over to meet him. When I saw his eyes, I didn't want to run away anymore. With my front paws, I stepped up onto his warm fingers and sniffed. His touch made me feel warm inside. There he is. He's reaching down, he's touching them, and then the next page, he picks them up. He scooped me up, held me close to his heart, and took me outside. He stroked my fur with gentle hands and said, "Don't be afraid, little bunny. I am with you." You can see, you know who that is now, don't you? That's our risen Lord. And look, he's comforting that little bunny that was so afraid. Hearing his voice, I knew I'd never be afraid again. And there you see a butterfly and a little flower opening, and then you see the little bunny. The special day when the man who glowed came out of the dark is called Easter. They call me the Easter Bunny because that was the amazing day he took all my fears away. And there he is. Now he calls himself the Easter Bunny. And that is the end of the story. And then at the end, if you look here, Jerry, turn it off. Okay. If you look here, you see here the bunny. What does it say around you? Around that bottom. Thank you, Jesus, for Easter and for everything. That was a good book, wasn't it?